Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 142. Again to the latest Business Finance Bulletin with me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance experts. In this bulletin, the launch of a new peer-to-peer crowdfunding platform, a regional fund for small businesses in Worcestershire, and the peer-to-peer sector. How are they doing? Let's start this bulletin by taking a look at the launch of a new peer-to-peer funding platform called Peer Funding. Now, I outlined a pre-launch campaign that Peer Funding were undertaking back in episode 134, but now they are ready to formally open their doors and they are now looking for growing small businesses in need of finance. So first of all, what are they? Well, they are a traditional crowdfunding platform whereby they are matching people or individuals who want to lend money to businesses, and they're looking out then for businesses who are in need of finance, and they are a matchmaker. They will bring them together. What's their core service? Well, there are three finance products that they are launching. The first is the usual business loan, and the second is an invoice finance facility where you want to release cash which is tied up in invoices, and also property development and bridging finance. So those are the three services they'll be offering. Now, what is their general criteria, or as they call it, gateway criteria? Well, first of all, you need to be a limited company or an LLP, which stands for Limited Liability Partnership. On the business loan side, the minimum amount is £5,000, and on the property development and bridging side, it's a minimum of £25,000. In respect of the term of the facility, for business loans, they'll do anything from 1 to 5 years. For invoices, the invoices have to be outstanding for a minimum of 30 days up to a maximum of 120 days. And on the property development and bridging side, the facility can be outstanding anything from 6 months up to a maximum of 18 months. Now, in terms of criteria as regards the type of business and periods of trading, for business loans, you've got to be trading 2 years or more. And if you want to access the invoice discounting facility, you have to be trading for 6 months. On the property and bridging finance side, no minimums. You just have to have some good experience in that sector. And also finally, about turnover levels. Well, for business loans and invoice discounting, you've got to be turning over a minimum of £100,000 and above, and they won't lend you more than 25% of your annual turnover. So you can see there some good criteria and really good for growing businesses in need of finance. If you want to know more, just go along to their website, which is peerfunding.co.uk, or drop us a line, info@businessloanservices.co.uk, and we'll happily take you through the process. So good luck to the Peer Funding team and good luck with your launch. One great thing that came in the aftermath of the credit crunch has been a proliferation of regional loan funds. Now, these are funds that are targeting small businesses in specific areas. And one such new fund has just been launched for small businesses in the Worcestershire area, called the Worcestershire Business Loan Fund. The programme is spearheaded by Worcestershire County Council in partnership with business loan provider BCRS. The pot of money totals £2.2 million and is available over a 3-year term. So small businesses in that area can apply for loans anything from the minimum of £10,000 up to a maximum of £50,000, and can be for all sorts of business growth needs, whether it's for additional working capital or buying plant and equipment and machinery. Now, one important thing is that they really want to help businesses who are sidelined by the main high street banks, but for whatever reason. And they really have got a good emphasis on the fact that we want to listen to your story. They want to look beyond any credit issues that they may have that has prevented you from accessing finance from traditional routes. BCRS have helped a number of county councils launch such programmes, and they've assisted with over £31 million worth of loans supporting over 1,000 businesses. So if you are in the Worcestershire area and you want to know more, just go along to the BCRS website, which is bcrs.org.uk. Let's turn back to the peer-to-peer and alternative finance space and have a look at how that sector is performing in terms of amount of money matched and lent to businesses. And recent figures as at Q3 2016 in terms of volumes have just been released by the Peer-to-Peer Finance Association. Now, that association is made up of 8 major players in that sector and include the likes of Funding Circle, ThinCat, Zopa, Market Invoice. So they were all the big players in the alternative lending space. Now, as at the end of Q3 2016, on a cumulative basis, since they started tracking this, they estimate that the sector has lent out £6.5 billion. Now, what about Q3? What has gone on there up to the end of September 2016? Well, they estimate that £700 million was lent out during those 3 months. And that's an increase from £658 million in Q2. So on the face of it, an increase. However, in Q1 2016, they'd lent out £715 million. So whilst an increase on Q2, a slight dip on Q1. And it just shows that the sector is now beginning to mature, where the significant growth rates seen over the years are beginning to flatten out. Now, what about businesses? Well, I mentioned that in total £6.5 billion has been lent out, but that does include crowdfunding facilities lent to individuals. Businesses, they estimate a total of £3.8 billion has been lent out, and to approximately 27,000 businesses. Now, 27,000 businesses in the grand scheme of things is still quite small, so it shows that there's a lot of inroads to make. But I don't know about you, but the business owners that we speak to, more and more of them are now realizing about or understanding what crowdfunding and peer-to-peer can do. So it's clear that awareness levels really are on the rise. Well, here we are at the end of another Business Finance Bulletin. I hope you did enjoy it, and please, if you did, don't forget to give it a like and a share. Also, don't forget, if you're watching the video version, you can download the podcast version so you can listen at your leisure. You can get that via iTunes, Stitcher and SoundCloud. Just go along to those channels and search for Business Finance Bulletin. And if you're on the podcast version, pop along to my YouTube channel, go to YouTube and search for Rob Warlow. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks very much for being with me. Have a great, successful and profitable week, and look forward to being with you again in the next bulletin.